Let's get into the Monday Night Football player props for this one, though. I'm going to have Teats start if you want to start that.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll start it off. All right, I'm coming at you guys with 3 plays, and I've already kind of actually name dropped 2 of them. I'm going to start with Matt Ryan. I'm going to take his over on passing yards. Matt Ryan has been very good in terms of getting yards this season. As you can see, 3 of the last 5 games, he's already had over 233.5 yards per game. They are a run-first team, but Matt Ryan will throw the ball 40, 50 times whenever they're down, and he'll get yards. He may not get touchdowns all the time, but he will get the yards.
Mm-hmm.
The second player I'm looking at, Najee Harris, over 62.5 rushing yards. And it's weird to talk about Najee Harris in a bet with rushing yards over like 37. But as you can see, the last 2 games, he's shown that he can really run the ball. 99 and 90. I know that, 1 out of 3 out of the other 3 games on that list. So 3 out of 5 in this last 5. But you know what? I think he's finally figuring out that he is a professional running back and he is actually pretty good. So I think that you could see 63, 65 yards and more. And then sticking with the Steelers, going to the receiving yards, I'm going to take George Pickens. Yes, sir. His is over 41.5 receiving yards. He's Kenny Pickett's essentially his favorite target to throw to. And I think that he's going to have a field day. All it takes is one pass. The dude can break a tackle and run for 50, 60 easy. I think he ends with like 83, 85.
I like that.
Yeah, I really like that. I'm going to go ahead and start with George Pickens over receiving for my player props as well. Kenny Pickett loves this guy. He throws at him all the time, and he is Kenny Pickett's number 1 target in my opinion. So I'm going to take George Pickens over his receiving total as well. I'm also going to go with Jonathan Taylor's over rushing at 85.5. Ever since Jeff Saturday's been coach, they've been running the ball a lot better. Jonathan Taylor's looking like his old self from last year, the number 1 overall fantasy pick. Look for him to have a good day on the ground. And I'm also going to take his over receiving. Matt Ryan likes to run some screens, so look for JT to catch some in the flats and break one. So, Trey, how about you?
I like that. And if you put that into a parlay, that's a $20 wins 100. So I like those 3 picks for that. If you watched the game breakdown, you'll see that I called for the under. So I'm going to go and take under on Kenny Pickett's passing yards. He has been a development project this year, and he's had some good games. As you can see last week, 265 yards, and he had some bad games, like you can see with the Philadelphia Eagles, 191, and against the Bucs with 67. Yeah. So I'm going to go under 210.5. The Indianapolis Colts is 6th in the passing yards given up per game, while the Steelers are 24th in passing yards per game. So I don't think that he has a really good chance to hit this number. So I like that. The next one is I'm going to go double on Najee Harris. I do expect him to have a good game. Like Teats said, he is finally figuring out how to be a good running back. And Jaylen Warren's out, and they have been feeding him ever since Jaylen Warren's been out. And I'm also going to go over on his receiving and rushing yards combined at 83.5. I think that's a pretty good bet as well. He should get 60-plus yards rushing, and Kenny Pickett loves dumping the ball off to him. So I like the 83.5 over.
I like those Najee Harris picks.